Hello, hello, everybody. I am back, and we are going to be doing some multi-box missions again. While I'm here, I wanted to show you my ravens currently. These are where I'm sitting. I'm sitting on a Raven Navy and two regular ravens. Each one has an AI core, though only two of them actually have AI capability. You can see here I'm getting some different boosts from each of my ravens, and it all depends on what nanocores I can actually get to upgrade these. My main character is up here in the top left. Uh, this is my character that I've had since the launch of Eve Echoes, the actual launch. I did not play any of the beta or pre-release versions, and I've been through a lot of different setups and shifts on this character. My other two characters, which are in the bottom left and the top right, I have been sitting on both of these characters for a few months now. Let's see. Yeah, so I've been sitting on these characters for a little over 2 months, and we're at Tech 9. A lot of the skill points that went into these characters to get them where they're at has come from the previous two events, which would be the Echoes event, in which the bomber battleships were released, and the current Concord Pass. I do want to talk a little bit about or how I got to where I'm at with running 3 ships. I started pretty much like everybody else with the idea of trying to fly the biggest, baddest ship that I can. And right now I am sitting on an Orca and a Cyan that I can fly at literally any time I want. I do like to fly my Cyan when I am running laboratory missions, which will yield a much higher tick than what I can get out of my Ravens. And when I just want to relax, I will be sitting on my Orca, mining with my other two characters, and just enjoying what I'm doing. Where's my Navy? So I spent a good long time, just using one character and going as far as I can with one character, to the point where I was sitting on roughly around 75 billion in just on one Cyan alone. Plus I had other Cyans that I had in my hangar, other ships that I had in my hangar, an Orca that was just way too far outfitted to even think about dragging it out to nullsec. I spent 90% of my playtime just in high sec, enjoying what I can. When I hit Tech 8, I did join Void for about a month, and then went back to high sec and continued grinding from there. And only about 3 months ago, I decided, well, let's go and join another nullsec corp so I can have access to that content when I want it. And it has been very nice being a part of another nullsec corp. And it's been nice to see what's going on and work with those individuals for things that I just can't do in high sec. So what that led to was me saying, instead of focusing everything into one character, I should look at having at least one other character to supplement what I want to do on my main account. So I started up a second character, and about a month after that, I decided, you know what, 2 is fun. Let's see what 3 is like. And it's been so much fun compared to just running one character. My initial intentions for both of these alts was to have planetary interaction and combat capabilities and mining capabilities. Since my main already had an Orca, I decided I wanted to have 2 Covenant 2s to support that Orca. And here they are. The Covenant 2s made a lot of sense because not only do they get buffs from my Orca, but they can also feed minerals into that Orca to sustain their mining, which just makes it much faster to mine anything. I literally do not fit my Covenants with almost anything except for some extra engineering rigs for mining circulation time. Each one of them does have a nanocore on it. And while I'm here, I might as well just see about trying to get a little bit higher. Ooh, nice. That's what I needed. Cool. Just a little bit better mining that can feed into the Orca. I do plan on getting a mining implant for both of them, but for now I'm just sitting on a warhead charge because I do plan on staying with the Raven line of ships. If you are an alpha player and you want to do this, it is perfectly viable. You will make more money running 3 accounts as an alpha pilot than you will just doing 1 account. And even as an alpha character, he can run a mining operation very similar to what I'm doing without the extra boosts, but you can just run 3 ventures, Venture Traders, Venture 2, and Venture 3. As a combat capable alpha pilot, your 2 options would be, your 2 best options would be a cruiser with skills or a battle cruiser without skills. You can get very similar results from a cruiser with skills as an alpha pilot that you could get as a battle cruiser without skills. You can see here on both of my alts, I have Cyclones and I have Drakes. So I chose, as an alpha pilot, to step into battle cruisers without skills, because I preferred having the tank of those battle cruisers up until I got Omega. Once I had Omega, I stepped into the Drake, which then led me into the Ravens, and at Tech 10, it will lead me into the Raven Navy issues. I'm not quite at Tech 10 yet, so these ships are future-proof ships for me. Meaning once I hit Tech 10, I have them, I have the skills for them, and I can immediately start doing AI with them. That's not something I can do at Tech 9 very easily. But staying with missile skills, it means that I can just continuously upgrade that weapon system without having to change over to something drastically different. I chose missiles because it was alpha friendly in the beginning, and I could spend more of my time focusing on other skills like mining skills or transportation, that I didn't have to spend on extra skills for one weapon system. Alpha pilots have two viable options at a battlecruiser level at Tech 7. Your options are your options as an Alpha pilot are going to be the Cyclone, the Prophecy, and the Myrmidon. The Cyclone will have none of these advanced skills, so you won't get the extra DPS or application, but you'll have the increased range and you'll have the increased tank. Whereas something like the Myrmidon will have better drone command range, no DPS on its drones, and it'll have extra repair tank, or the Prophecy, which will have the extra range, no DPS increase, but it'll have armor resistance rather than armor repair tank. My personal preference is to fly the Myrmidon or the Cyclone over the Prophecy, though the Prophecy is very viable if you want to go that route. So what do I mean by these being viable even though you don't have the skills? With a Cyclone, which is the choice I went with, I would have more DPS initially compared to something like a Myrmidon. And I did not need the extra tank at that level. Whereas the Myrmidon would have much more tank, but lower initial DPS. The benefits of a drone ship are that you can upgrade your drones without limitations, because there are no Dead Space drones. All drones are faction drones currently, but they are equivalent in DPS to Dead Space. So if you want to spend the ISK as an Alpha pilot to have a very decked out Myrmidon or Prophecy, you're gonna outperform what a Cyclone can do. Because the Cyclone is limited to the weaker faction missiles. Because it cannot access Dead Space level missiles as an alpha pilot. The downsides to those drone ships is you're going to need a lot more skills to fly those drones and use them in their full capacity. And that's why I chose the Cyclone, is because I did not have to put that many skills in it in order to effectively use it. So from the Cyclone, the next upgrade, which was at Tech 8, made sense to move up to a Drake. The only difference between the Drake and the Cyclone for me was now that I had skills, I doubled my DPS from the Cyclone, which meant I cleared missions faster, and I could do higher level missions in general, because it could handle those missions. You can see I never even put the last skill into my advanced medium missiles. Same here. I will take some time in the future to show off what it was like running those lower tier ships and show you what I had to do in order to make them work at their level. From the Drake, because I was staying with missiles, I chose to go with the Raven. There are many, many reasons to choose a Raven or any other ship. So let's start from the beginning. My Ravens are a choice out of future-proofing and ease of use. So the ease of use portion of it comes from the Ravens, the base level Ravens not needing a lot of skill points in order to use them and fly them effectively. You will still get a very respectable level of DPS out of them, while also having just a very decent base level tank. The Ravens don't need skills for accuracy. With large rapid missiles, they already do very good application to every ship that I'm going to come across in a high-sec mission. And I don't really have to worry about elite level enemies when I go out to fight those low sec missions or null sec missions. They have more than enough capacitor to sustain a fight in high sec missions, low sec missions, and null sec missions. If I move out to low and null, I will end up swapping out a target painter for a group shield booster on every single one of them for the extra tank, and all of my low slots will become hardeners, reactive, damage control, and capacitor battery. So that way I know I can handle the elite. enemies that spawn in. And as for future-proofing, by flying the Raven series of ships, you have a large variety of Ravens that you can fly. So you've got the base level Raven at Tech 9. At Tech 10, you can step up to a Raven Sniper, which is a good stepping stone if you want to get into something like a Raven Navy, which is triple the cost or more of a Raven Striker. And you're only really gonna have about a 200 DPS difference between those two. But if you can afford to, you should move from the Raven to a Raven Striker, then to a Raven Navy, as you skill into the Expert Large Missiles from the Advanced Large Missiles skill. And that's what I'm talking about when I talk about future-proofing and leading somewhere. The other options you have for Ravens are coming up very soon. There was in the last event with the bomber battleships being released, there was a note in there about these bombers being only the first wave of bombers and that we would see a second wave soon. And we can only speculate right now that the second wave would be something like a Raven bomber or an Armageddon bomber, Typhoon bomber maybe, Scorpion bomber. We're not really sure where that's gonna lead. There might be a drone bomber in there, which would be Dominic's or the Armageddon. But I could see them being more similar to something like a Golem from EVE Online, the Paladin, the Kronos, or the Varger. By going into the Raven Navy issue, it means I will have most of the skills that would be required for the upcoming second wave of bomber ships, if they have a missile-based bomber ship, or the Marauders, which would be the Golem in this case, that I could step into, and I would already have the skills required for that. The Golem, if it is released in the upcoming update, would be a very large jump from the Raven Navy issue to that Golem in terms of DPS, tank, and the amount of content that they can complete. the Golem, if it is released, would be the highest subcapital step that we can have access to that is currently available in EVE Online. The bomber battleships are not a thing in EVE Online, so there is very much a possibility that we could see a ship come out above a Marauder that is not a capital level ship. So all in all, I chose to go with missiles because it used less skills overall, and I could skill into other things that I wanted to do. And I chose the Raven series of ships because there was a clear upgrade path that shared the same skills from the lowest end and just progressively got more of the same skill at higher levels that I could move into and gain a benefit. And as you can see, it's really not a whole ton more difference between a base level Raven and a Raven Navy issue in terms of damage per second, but the defense increase with the extra resistances and double the hit points makes the Raven Navy issue a must-have if you want to go the furthest you can go right now for a subcapital missile ship. We talked a little bit about the other option was to go with drones. Drones and drone systems and drone ships are a lot heavier investment in skills, but they have much easier access or more available access to higher level equipment as an alpha. As an omega, it doesn't matter, because the higher level drones are going to be equivalent to dead space equipment that you can get from any other weapon type. You have a few options when you're looking at drones, but not many. So, as an alpha pilot, the Myrmidon makes the most sense between the Myrmidon and the Prophecy. And the reason for that is when you get to Omega, your options for drone battleships at Tech 9 are the Dominics the Armageddon, and the Nestor or the Rattlesnake. If you go with the Myrmidon, you're going to be stuck with that ship until you hit Tech 9. There is no Tech 8 drone ship that would benefit you that much. The Myrmidon Command is a good one. If you really must go to Tech 8 and have a Tech 8 battlecruiser. And the bonuses from the command burst are absolutely fantastic to have running multiple characters. It will help you survive much heavier missions than you normally would. At Tech 9, I would highly suggest the Dominix. The Dominix uses large drones, and once again, with drones, you're gonna have to completely re-skill or skill into a whole nother level of drones. Because all of these ships use a base thing that says just regular drone damage, rather than, say, like the Rattlesnake, where it's large drone damage. It means you'll still get benefits from medium drones and small drones on something like the Dominix. You're not locked into one set of drones. So while you're skilling into large drones, you have the benefits of medium drones from the Myrmidon you are flying. You can also fly frigates as a multi-box account, and you can also fly destroyers and cruisers multi-boxing. But it is a lot more intensive because of their low health pools. You have to pay attention to the health amount, because one mistake and they will die. At Tech 10, your options are something like a Dominix Special Ops if you really like PvP. The Dominix Special Ops is a very fun ship for that. I don't do a lot of PvP, so it's not something that I would consider running for any reason. However, in PvE or PvP, the Dominix Navy issue is a massive step above any other drone ship that you could fly. The only ship that even remotely comes close in terms of DPS would be the Nestor. But it doesn't have the same level of tank, and it has a completely different role on a battlefield or just out in space. It's more of an explorer and support ship, Whereas the Navy is going to be more of your just absolute monster mission runner, PvP ship, tank, you name it, and the Dominic's Navy can handle it. They recently added the ability for it to actually use a siege module, and that alone put it well above what any other drone ship can do. And that is why I suggest the Dominic's line. But unfortunately, right now, that's where it ends. You're stuck at the Dominic's Navy. There is no future ship right now other than the possibility of like a Dominic's bomber, but that will not outperform the Dominic's Navy issue right now. It would have to be a crazy ship to be able to outperform the Dominic's Navy issue. For anything, tank, DPS, support, it doesn't matter. Unfortunately, the Dominic's 2 is just overshadowed even by something like the Dominic's Special Ops. The only reason you would go for a Dominic's 2, if you could even get one, would be to make a stepping stone from the Dominic's to the Dominic's 2, and then the Dominic's 2 into a Spec Ops or Navy issue Dominic's. And it's just so much more intensive skill-wise to go into those drone ships. And you kind of lose the edge that you had as an alpha player at Tech 7, because you now have access to these other Dead Space modules on regular ships. Alright, I think that about covers some of my thought process behind why I'm flying 3 Ravens, what my future plans are for these Ravens, and I really do hope that next update brings in either a Raven Bomber or the Golem. I would absolutely love a Raven Bomber or a Golem to come into the game. Let's see where my characters are for skills. We're looking at 94 days and 165. I really should just go ahead and do the duo Omega on this second character, so that way I can match up and get there at the same time. But we'll get there when we get there. Alright, so the time is 6:44. Let's go see what we can do for encounters. And while I do this, we'll talk a little bit about how I run encounters. Because by far the best way to run encounter missions is going to be in a high-sec island. But with 3 characters, I can create my own high-sec island right next to Gina. It's a little bit of a faux high-sec island, because it's actually 2 systems that share encounter mission reset stuff. And we'll have a look at that when I get there. So you can see here I am in Gina, and I am morphing to Perimeter. Perimeter is one of the 2 systems that when you reset your missions in that system, it will guarantee you missions in a system that's 2 jumps away. Which means instead of going 20 jumps to a high-sec system, you're going to have 3 jumps, and you will have a bunch of missions right next to Gina. So let's have a look at that real quick. I may even have some missions that are already in that second system without me having to care too much about it. Let's see here. Yep, there's one there. Farrant is that second system, and it reacts the opposite way. When you reset in Farrant, you will get missions for Perimeter. So let's just go ahead and accept all of these missions for Farrant. Farrant is going to be all the 0.5 green Galente missions, or Serpentis, I guess, is the actual name. Oh, that wasn't it. That was 10 jumps away. 12 jumps, 11 jumps, okay. So I don't have any on there. 3 jumps, okay. So let me go ahead and reset my missions now that I've got what I can from the base reset. And you can see here another 3 missions there. There's another mission, that makes it 4 for that character. This character has 1, 2. Alright, that character only had 2. Unless, of course, there's one hiding. Nope. And this character has another one there. And that's all we're gonna get for this reset. So that was actually well below average mission reset. And it won't take me that long, but it'll take me just long enough to get the reset from Farrant to get missions in Perimeter. Let's just go ahead and accept these. Okay. Farrant. 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 Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Autopilot engaged.
So I have been using BlueStacks. Probably since the beginning of last year, or maybe the year before, to run Eve Echoes. And it has run beautifully for me. Originally, it had some issues, but I did have a lower end computer. And my current computer has no issues at all.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
Another reason that I like or prefer the Raven series of ships or the Dominix series of ships, when you get a nanocore for the Tech 9, it can carry all the way through
Destination reached.
all of the
Destination
variations of that ship. So the nanocore that I have on
Fleet warp.
a Raven can also fit the nanocore I have on a Raven can also fit on a Raven Navy issue, a Raven Sniper, possibly the Raven Bomber if it comes out, but it probably won't be able to be used on the Golem if that comes to the game. Same with the Dominix. It can fit on the Dominix 2, the Dominix Navy, the Dominix Special Ops.
We're under attack.
Okay, so now that I've jumped into a mission, the first thing I do and I look for is what ship is having any sort of status applied to it. Whether it be a neutralizer, a warp scram, a web, it doesn't matter. Because that indicates what ship I need to be focused on healing.
Enemy ships detected. We're under
Yep, they went for the same ship. So let's go ahead and continue my heals.
We're under attack. We're being warp scrambled.
And it is very consistent. The only times I see a difference is when one ship is significantly closer to the enemy fleet than the other ones, in which case the AI will start splitting fire. And I can just start my shield booster on whatever ship that is. When I get to Tech 10 and I have 3 Navy issues, and I can have access to all of my characters having level 10 missions, I can actually start thinking about using the Siege module to increase my DPS from 3684 up to 5096 on my missiles. Which will increase the time, which will drastically reduce the amount of time that I'm in a mission, while increasing the amount of DPS, the amount of bounty tick that I get. Which also in turn increases my income per hour. Okay, that mission is done, and we move on. Always
Complete.
turn off your booster between each mission, unless you are significantly low in shield by like 30% lower
Warp drive
than
active.
you would be at full, or
Warp drive
33%, because there are definitely some Tech 10 waves that these Tech 9s just do not handle very well. Those particular missions would be the 3 million ISK missions. Let's go ahead and lock
We're under
everything.
attack. We're under attack.
And while I'm at it, I might as well get some extra capacitor on that ship.
We're under attack.
I don't care what they target. Though preferably if it targets a battleship first, or whatever is warp scramming
We're under
the ship is the best, are the two best options to have these ships target. Okay, I don't need my tank anymore. You can see there, I think it split fire for a moment.
enemy ships detected.
Oop, accidentally hit that.
We're under attack. We're under attack.
All three of my ships are running the salvage drones, while my main ship, while these alt ships have lower range, my main does have the auto salvage skill, so it's got just under double the range that they do, and it just helps me pick up things such as loyalty point containers or general loot that I can
Enemy ships
reprocess
detected.
or sell if I
We're
wanted
under
to.
attack. We're under attack.
Okay, this ship's being attacked. Gotta get that. Tank going. And you can see I really only have to run up. They just split fire. You see how that web of fire went onto this second ship?
We're under attack.
Yep, now they're splitting fire and focusing my other ship, which means I need to turn the tank off on my main one being shot at the beginning. Eventually, I do hope to have all three of these characters capable of running AI and be profitable doing so.
Fleet.
That way I don't have to spend so much time micromanaging just everything that's going on.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
Alright.
We're under attack.
Okay, once again, this ship has the debuffs, or the statuses,
We're under attack.
so I am going to fire up my tank modules on that ship.
We're under attack. We're under attack. Enemy ships detected. We're under attack.
We will just keep the tank going on this main character. Anytime I say my main character, I usually refer to this one with the purple and red, whereas my alts are going to be the ones without. Yeah, I can turn my tank off there.
Enemy ships detected.
Lock them.
We're under attack.
Okay. That's nice when they focus the same high-tier ship. It's always good when you are multi-boxing to be doing the same task or running the same ship and layout, especially when running just high-sec missions like this. That way you don't get confused about what modules are activated. You're also not trying to fumble through what's active, what's not, which one you need to use, which one's running out of fuel. It's just something you can focus on.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
At Tech 7, running 3 Cyclones, I was making about 14 million an hour on each of my 3 characters.
We're under attack.
At Tech 8, running the Drake, on all 3 of them, I was running about 20 million an hour on all 3 of these characters. And with Tech 9 on 2 characters and Tech 10 on 1 character, I am currently doing approximately 25 to 30 million an hour, depending on how many missions I get in the same system.
We're under attack.
Okay. So what that equates to, while running missions right now, between these 3 characters, 2 at Tech 9, 1 at Tech 10, that equates to about
We're under attack.
70 to 90 million an hour in total between the 3. I can do that very easily on just this one character if I get lucky with the large laboratories and I actually get to run a Cyan in them. I expect once I hit Tech 10 with all 3 characters, I will probably be outputting somewhere in the range of 30 million an hour per character, or even up to 45 million an hour on each character in high sec without ever touching low sec or null sec.
Fleet warp.
So how I'm doing this is I get 3 characters and I create
Warp
a
drive
fleet.
active.
I'll leave one of
drive
these
active. Warp
characters
drive
as the
active.
fleet commander until everyone's in the same squad. And then I will move that commander to one of the squads. In this case, it was my main character, Orion. And I will set every single one of these to squad deputy. What that allows me to do is on all of my ships,
We're under attack.
no matter who has the missions, I can use that character to warp everyone away or to the next mission that I have. In nullsec and lowsec, you will always want to have a destination set so you can autopilot them safely to a station and have them dock.
Enemy ships detected. We're under attack. We're under attack.
How many
Enemy
more
ships
missions do we
detected.
have on character number 2?
We're under attack. We're under attack.
Ah, this one had a few more enemies than normal.
We're under attack. Fleet
Last
warp.
mission on my second character. And let's see where we're at for reset. 8 minutes. Oh,
Warp drive
I guess I
active.
missed a
Warp
mission
drive
somehow. Let me check my other team, make sure I didn't miss anything. I did not.
We're under attack.
Okay, which one's being attacked? And you can see how this
Enemy ships detected.
kind of creates this fake high-sec island
We're under
here in... Oh, I gotta be careful. I almost missed my opportunity to get heal.
Enemy ships detected. We're under attack.
So what inspired me to fly 3 characters? Originally, it was actually the multi-boxing nightmare of EVE Online. Watching one person with a Rorfall or an Orca, grab 10 different characters and have them all on their screen and they're just micromanaging every single one of them and throwing ore from their alternate characters into the Rorfall so the Rorfall
drive
can
active.
compress the ore
Warp drive active. Warp
and then they
drive
can just
active.
mine for hours like that. That's where my interest in it started. And I don't think I would ever do something like that in EVE Online, personally. But in EVE Echoes, where everything is sort of
We're under attack.
simplified across the board, it became much more accessible to do 3 characters. Or more characters, because I know some people that run 6, 7, 8 different characters. They have characters that they're moving across the galaxy, just transporting goods. They have characters running missions. They have characters watching systems around them.
Enemy ships detected.
It is just unbelievable the amount of stuff some of these people are accomplishing
We're under attack.
with that many characters.
We're under attack. Enemy ships detected. We're under attack. We're under attack.
Alright. And so through watching all those multi-boxing people, I started asking myself, if
We're
I
under
do
attack.
multiple characters, how many would I want to do? Well, reasonably, you have to start with 2 if you want to do multiple characters. So I started with 2.
Fleet.
And then a month later, I went, okay, that was a lot of fun. I think I can handle 3.
Warp drive active.
So I went and
Warp
got a
drive
3rd
active.
character. Would I do 4? No. If I had a 4th character, that character would be an absolute throwaway. It would literally be a Gatewatch character with PI, planetary interaction, and mileage. There's no point whatsoever for me to have a fourth character. With 4 characters, though, I could solo run any of those Abyss sites,
Enemy ships detected.
and I could see how that would be a lot of fun. But I don't.
We're under attack.
I wouldn't want to do that all day. Nor would I want to do that for multiple hours in a day. So 3 keeps me just active enough where it keeps me awake,
Enemy ships
but
detected.
not so active
We're
that I
under
feel like
attack.
I'm just racing to try to
We're under attack.
get all of these characters up and running and doing what they need to finish, like, a wave.
Fleet warp.
And if I was to choose to go back to being an alpha pilot only, or I had no choice but to be an alpha pilot,
Warp
my
drive
choice,
active. Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
if it's long term, I would choose to go with the Myrmidon. That way I can have the highest possible DPS that I can have as an alpha pilot. And I can just generally relax knowing that that ship is going to be fine doing
We're
all the
under
content
attack.
that is available to me.
We're
And
under
I would run
attack.
3 of those. Would I recommend 3 characters? I don't know that I would recommend 3 characters, but 2 characters, yes. On 1 character, I was doing
Enemy ships detected. We're under attack.
somewhere around 8 or 9 million a tick, which means that was something like 16 million an hour on that character. With 2 characters, it boosted me up to 30 million an hour on each character, 20, 25, 30
Detected.
an hour on each character. Which,
We're under attack.
might as well be double
We're
my
under
income.
attack.
It also allowed me to go out into space and have enough planetary to build whatever I want in high-sec. And it gave me the option that if I wanted to go to low-sec and null-sec, I could very well do so and still be more than capable of running whenever I come across. Other than capital sites, which I'll get there eventually.
Warp
Have
drive
we
active.
made it to the next reset? Yep.
Warp drive active.
What do we got? One. Okay, so we've got 2 missions left on this character. Let's go ahead and do the resets. Oh, wow. Look at that. 3 more missions in
We're
system.
under attack. We're under attack.
Another 2 missions on this character in system. And that's not counting
Enemy ships detected.
all of these blue missions here that say 1.0, 2 jumps. Alright. You can see here, here's another one, there's another one, there's another one, there's another one. And there's probably one more here. And all of those go to perimeter. Which
Enemy ships
creates
detected.
another fake high-sec island that I can go to. And I just go back and
We're
forth
under
between
attack.
them.
We're under attack.
So if you were looking at, like, man, I want to go to a high-sec island, but I really don't want to leave Jeddah because it's just so far away. Well, look at this and just see if it's worth your time. Because it certainly has been worth my time. It's kept me 3 jumps from Jeddah, or 1 jump from Jeddah. And I haven't had to spend all that much time traveling, or moving jump clones, or anything like that. And you can do this with just one character as well.
Drive active.
Usually
Warp
on
drive
one
active,
character,
warp
there are
drive active.
just enough missions to get to your next reset, unless you're running something extraordinarily high DPS. Okay, I've got all those. And I've got all these. And this is what I'll do. I'll just do
We're under attack.
1 system of fake high-sec island in Forint, and 1 system in Perimeter. The main benefit of a high-sec island over what I'm doing here is that you can actually run AI in that high-sec island
We're under
for the entire duration that you're there. Whereas if you were to run AI here, you're gonna have to keep an eye on it, make sure that it only grabs the missions in perimeter or foreign, and it only goes to those two, and nowhere else. And so it's not really AI. So if that's something that you feel is beneficial to you, is running AI and only AI,
enemy ships detected.
go out to the high-sec island and just make it
We're
easy on
under
yourself.
attack.
You'll make higher takes, you'll make concord pass in no time, or any sort of event pass that'll come through. And it's just slightly better than what I'm doing here. You'll probably get about 20% larger ticks from a high-sec island than you would doing these fake high-sec islands right next to Gina.
Fleet warp.
I'd really like for these systems to be more well-known.
Warp drive active.
Warp drive active.
Because I think it really does benefit people to understand that there are systems outside of high-sec outside of high-sec islands that are just almost as profitable and more accessible to any level of player.
We're under attack. We're under attack.
While running 3 characters, it allows you to do more missions than you would do as a solo player. A solo player can only run, 50 missions a day? Yeah, 50 missions a day. Which, for some players, that is the same as the amount of AI time you have. But
Enemy ships
if you're
detected.
manually piling like I'm doing here, it allows you to do 150 missions with all 3 of your characters before you run out. That's a lot. I usually do 30 missions a day doing this, whereas on a single character, it will only be 15 missions that I would do as a single player. I don't want to shoot myself. Unlock. There we go.
Fleet warp.
Warp drive active.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
We're under attack.
Really? Another guy doing that? You're the second guy that's come in here today and said that. Or not today, in one of my streams and said that. Move on. If you're trying to weed out the people
We're under attack.
trying to stream on Eve, you're not gonna stop here.
Enemy ships detected.
Otherwise, how are you doing
Under
today?
attack. We're being warp sprung. Enemy ships detected. We're under attack. We're under attack.
Need to heal her.
We're under attack.
Okay, is that all the missions on this account? Okay, let's move back to this one, because this one got
Complete warp.
4 missions in this system. 3 missions? Yeah, 3 missions.
Warp drive active.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
We're under attack.
I went too long on my capacitor on this bottom left character. You can see how I'm at just above about 70% capacitor. I did not mean to run it that low.
Enemy ships detected. We're under attack. We're under attack. Enemy ships detected. We're under attack.
Alrighty. Let's heal up a little bit there. Whew. Man, I can't, get my Nosferatu on target fast enough. Let's see what I've got. What am I sitting on? Well,
Warp drive active.
Warp drive active. Warp drive
it's not
active.
too much here that's really worth anything. Except for that. That's actually worth something. Alright. Cool.
We're under attack. Enemy ships detected. We're under attack.
Nice. Alright, let's see. We've been going for an hour and 40 minutes, pretty much. I like it.
Enemy ships detected. We're under attack. We're under
It'll
attack.
probably be another hour and 30 minutes until we finish off the perimeter missions. I definitely, if you are someone who is struggling with, like, I don't want to travel anywhere, I don't want to spend a bunch of time jumping between missions and systems, and it just becomes all of a big hassle to you. Come to Perimeter, reset your missions in Perimeter, and then go to Foreign and do those missions. You will find a huge increase
Warp drive
in the
active.
amount of fun you're going to have
Warp
and the
drive
amount of
active.
ISK you're going to make just by staying in the same system.
We're under attack.
Oh shoot. Ran that booster too long. I shouldn't have to run that one anymore.
Enemy ships detected. We're under attack. We're under attack.
It'll be nice to have 3 Raven Navy issues on top of running all of the level 10 missions. And only level 10 missions. And maybe one day I'll consider
Enemy
selling
ships
off
detected.
or giving away some of my
We're
older
under
ships.
attack.
Wow, look at that split DPS. This one's the main though. So what do we add again for DPS? 28, 2989, 2970, and 3684. Nope. Guess that one had an extra enemy in it. No more missions, so now we go to Perimeter.
Autopilot engaged.
Autopilot engaged.
Autopilot engaged.
I will be back in just a few minutes.
Warp drive active.
Warp drive active.
Warp drive active.
Warp drive active.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
Warp drive active.
Destination reached.
Destination reached.
Destination reached.
Alright, I am back. Just in time.
Fleet warp.
Wow, that's interesting. Why did it do that?
Warp drive active.
Do I really have the same missions on all 3 of them? No, it just looks like it. that's a couple million right there.
We're under attack.
So, something to be aware of in Perimeter is these Baristas Pirates, or Pith, whatever you want to call them, they have a much higher chance to split fire compared to the Serpentis ones I was fighting earlier in Forint. So what we'll probably see randomly
Enemy ships detected.
is you'll find me having to balance
Warp scrambled.
between multiple characters the
Attack.
tank on them. By the way, if you wanted to see what my defenses were like in space, this is what we're looking at. I mean, 269,000 hit points effective versus 97,000 hit points effective. The jump to the Raven Navy is absolutely worth it.
Enemy ships detected. We're under attack. We're under attack.
Okay, I probably won't need this anymore. Nice, we got an Ancient Remain. These are actually worth quite a bit now on the market. They used to be like 5,000 ISK on the market, but now I think they're under other. Yeah. Now we're looking at 200,000
Warp drive active.
per ancient debris. If you wanted to make some easy ISK in high sec and just like not care at all, just go around to wherever people are mining belts or just clearing rats. And if you see any of these ancient debris, which in most mining belts there will be quite a few,
Under attack.
if you see them, just pick them up. That's 250,000 right there for you.
Attack.
And if you're in a large corporation and you guys are actively clearing belts, fast enough that you're pretty much getting one respawning every time you're clearing that belt,
We're under attack.
you can really make some free ISP for your corporation.
We're under attack.
So we had a lower bounty tick there, due to having to jump between perimeter and foreign. But overall, it's really not that bad for this level of DPS. You'll definitely have higher ISP by doing the Tech 10 missions versus Tech 9 and 8 missions. Because the jump between
Enemy ships
a
detected.
Tech 9 mission and a Tech 10 mission is incredible.
We're under attack. We're under attack.
I guess I must have bounced off myself there. I mean, just... this is the comparison. You get 9 million,
We're
or
being
900,000. Whereas on Tech 10, you'll have 2.5 million per mission. That is... oh, you can see they're already starting to split DPS again.
We're under attack.
Large battery...
Fleet warp.
Warp drive active.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
We're under attack.
Which one's under attack? Uh-huh. This one.
We're under attack.
Wizard. There really is just something about
We're under attack.
working with 3 different ships and
We're under attack.
overall just enjoying what's going on. I did not have this much fun when I was running a single character, but with 3, I am having so much fun just juggling everything, making sure everything runs.
We're under attack.
If you want to see someone who does this at a very high level,
Attack.
Anne is free to play as far as I'm aware. Check out Salvar Hardin. He is such a good man. He's got a load of content about his ravens and the things he's done to improve them and just overall what he does to make his ISK.
Enemy ships detected. We're under attack. We're under attack. We're under attack.
Once again, I'm having to juggle between two characters.
We're under attack.
Yeah, I shut that down. They're no longer targeting that one. And they've moved back to targeting character number 2.
We're under attack. Fleet warp.
Warp drive active.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
So, if I could choose any other ship that I would want to fly or multi-box or
We're
whatever,
under attack.
don't need that.
We're under attack.
It would probably have to be the Scorpion. I absolutely love the look of the Scorpion. It was one of the first like Caldari ships I ever ran into and saw on a gate as a Concord protective ship,
We're under
or
attack.
as a Caldari military ship sitting on a gate protecting it. And I thought, wow, that is such a wild ship to look at. And if we got a... Wow, they split DPS to that one? If we got a few
Enemy
buffs
ships
to the
detected.
Scorpion, it could very easily rival
We're being
the Raven
scrambled.
in terms of usability.
We're under attack.
Because I think the Raven just does not look that great. I would much rather be flying a Scorpion in terms of its looks. But right now, my main goal is to get a Golem when it comes out. So I have to stick with this until I get that. You can see just how much DPS comes in on some of these 3 million-ish missions. It was very capable of breaking the tank of 1.
Enemy ships detected. We're under attack. We're under attack.
I should be fine from here. Well, that was weird. I got 2 bounty ticks there, right? No.
Warp drive active.
Warp drive active.
We're under attack. 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 Enemy ships detected.
Right at the end, they decided to
We're
split
under
DPS.
attack. We're under attack.
Why? Why you do this?
We're under attack. Enemy ships detected. We're under attack. We're under attack.
Get that shield back up before they start honing in on it. How are we doing on Concord now? 134 points. 149. And 199. Okay, have I done all the missions here? Yes. Okay. Let's go! You can see I'm already ready for a new refresh. And I think if I do it, I might get some more missions in system.
Warp drive active.
Not really.
Warp drive active.
But here's another good example. There's one in foreign, there's another in foreign. That's only two, but I had a couple in the previous before the reset. There's one in foreign. There's another, there's another, there's another.
We're under attack. We're under attack.
You can see how I would call this a faux high-sec island, or I'd rather call them binary islands, because it's two systems that are sort of bound to each other for missions.
We're under attack. Enemy ships detected.
I'd much rather call them binary islands.
We're under attack. We're under attack. Enemy ships detected. We're under attack. Fleet warp.
Warp drive active.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
We're under attack.
And away it goes. Doing missions.
Enemy ships detected. We're under attack.
That is spicy in this wave.
We're under attack. Enemy ships detected. We're under attack. We're under attack. We're under attack. Fleet warp.
Warp drive active.
Warp drive active.
We're under attack. We're under attack. Enemy ships detected. We're under attack. Enemy ships detected. We're under attack.
Once again, the split DPS between these my alternate characters. It looks like they've slowed down a little bit. There we go. Problem solved. And now they're shooting at my main.
Fleet warp.
Warp drive active.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
Yay! Warp drive active!
We're under attack. detected. We're under attack.
Alright, here we go again.
Enemy ships detected. We're under attack. We're under attack.
Really, no one had that lock.
We're under attack. Fleet warp.
I
Warp
guess I
drive
need to
active.
look
Warp
at.
drive active.
Well, I have max target
Warp
management.
drive active.
Ugh. I don't know that I really want to go into expert right now. Especially when I'm working on my other missile skills. Wow.
We're under attack. Enemy ships detected. We're under attack. Enemy ships detected. We're under attack.
Hi. Last set of missions
Fleet
for
warp.
today. Ooh. Lots of Concord stuff. Let's see where we're at.
Warp drive active.
Warp drive active.
Okay. Okay. Alrighty. If I am running all level 10 missions, I will end up dropping the auto what are they called? Auto salvagers. I'll end up removing those and just running one ship with it, and the rest can be DPS.
Enemy ships detected. We're under attack.
The nice thing about AI is that they have an infinite cap, so no matter what your Nosferatu is attached to, you're going to get some capacitor out of it.
Enemy ships detected. We're under attack. We're under attack. Fleet warp.
Warp drive active.
Warp drive active.
We're under attack. Enemy ships detected. We're under attack. We're under attack.
Hmm. What? Hello?
ships detected. We're under attack. Fleet warp.
What did I grab?
Warp drive active.
Warp drive active.
We're under attack. We're under attack. Enemy ships detected. We're under attack. We're under attack. Enemy ships detected. We're under attack. We're under attack. Fleet warp.
Warp drive active.
Warp drive active.
We're under attack. detected. We're under attack. Enemy ships detected. We're under attack. We're under attack. We're under attack.
And one last mission, and that will be it. I hope you've all enjoyed seeing what I mean by binary systems or
Warp
fake
drive active.
high-sec islands.
Warp drive active.
This can be done with a single account, multiple accounts. Of course, the more accounts that you have, the more missions you will get within that system. I hope I've shed some light on
We're under attack.
maybe where you can go and how you can start. Or maybe even inspired you a little bit to try multi-boxing, even if it's with one extra character. When we get back to Gina, I will have a look at what we made within 1 hour and how our Concord pass stands up when doing Tech 9
Enemy
and
ships
Tech
detected.
1 Tech 10 mission runner.
We're under attack. Enemy ships detected. We're under attack.
Autopilot engaged.
Autopilot engaged.
Autopilot engaged.
Okay, now we go to Gina. That was just about 2 hours of
Warp
running
drive
missions
active.
between Perimeter and
Warp
Farrant.
drive active.
So we'll take a sort of just glance at both wallets and see where we ended up. You know, I don't see the difference in multiple characters going through a gate that they said they fixed or optimized
drive
in the
active.
last update, patch,
Warp drive
notes,
active.
whatever we can want to call them. Ooh, look at that. That's fun.
Destined docking request accepted.
Destined docking request accepted.
Hey, just in time to get the new rewards as well. Alright, let's see what our wallets look like. We're gonna sort it by bounty rewards last day. Bounty rewards last day. Bounty rewards last day. Not really a good range here, but we did. Let's just start from the bottom then. We did somewhere in the range of 20 million on this character, 22 maybe, 21, probably 22 million on the bottom left. We did almost exactly 20 million on the top right. And we did 98 to 118, that's not much. That's 20 million there. And then another 10 minutes would have been 23 million there. In an hour, we went from 61 to 89 in 2 hours. 98 to 126 in 2 hours. And then 68 to 95 in 2 hours. Not bad. I think that was a reasonable day. And if I wanted to, I could add all of my commendation rewards to that as well, which doubles what I made in that time. So, all in all, it was a successful day. I will see you all at some point in the near future. Probably next Tuesday. Still thinking on that.